We want to learn everything we can learn, and we're going to go, starting about 2 minutes after this meeting, we're going to work. Because this is a long-term situation that we have to solve. We'll solve it together. And you've gone through extraordinary pain, and we don't want others to go through the kind of pain that you've gone through.
Something important happened at the White House today at that listening session between President Trump and Americans impacted by school shootings. Anybody who was not moved by these people and their anger and their grief does not have a pulse. My next guest was there. He spoke of his daughter, Rachel Scott, the first victim of the Columbine shooting 19 years ago. And Mr. Scott joins me now. Thank you so much for being here tonight, sir. I know it's been a long day and probably a draining day, but I'm curious what it was like for you in that room and whether or not you left there feeling like this White House is going to take action.
Well, thank you, Martha. I want to just say that Dr. Graham was an inspiration in my life. And 19 years ago, I did an interview with him on Larry King on forgiveness. And shortly after that, I was able to speak to his entire staff, and it was such a privilege just to sit in the chair at his desk that he had sat in for so many years. So the world lost a great man today.
Very true. Thank you for sharing.
Today, in the meeting that we had today, I did feel hope. I had told my wife, Sandy, that I really believe that this shooting is going to cause some major change to take place. I had hoped for that, you know, with Sandy Hook and with some of the other school shootings that have occurred since Columbine. But I think there's something different in the air right now. And it needs to be, the answers are not simple, but the problems aren't simple either. They're very complex. What we do, with Rachel's Challenge, our program in honor of my daughter, is we've been into over 20,000 schools across America over the last 19 years. And we reach between 1 million and 2 million students every single year. We've seen 7 school shootings prevented, and we see an average of about 3 suicides prevented every week because of Rachel's story and the trainings and the service clubs we create.
Yeah, that's remarkable, and I commend you for being able to turn your grief into action the way that you have and your family has. In terms of what you heard in there today, there was a lot of talk about arming people, perhaps retired police officers, members of the military who could serve at schools around the nation to keep us safer, to keep our children safer. There was, talk about work that involves restricting gun ownership. What do you think is the most likely? What did you see on the president's face in there in terms of how you felt he was moving on some of these?
I really believe the president wants to do the right thing, and his heart is really in this. I had the privilege of meeting with him before he became president, and I heard his heart at that time. A lot of people don't get to know the real man behind the face, and I believe that he is going to make some changes and make some positive changes. The changes need to go a lot deeper, in my opinion, than just the gun control issue or the metal detector issue. Or the physical features around the school, but our whole focus has been on the hearts of kids, and we have seen results. We have answers, and we work with some great partners. We work with Chuck Norris and his wife Gina have a program called Kickstart for Kids. We do all their character training programming. That program is awesome. We work with Dr. Jim Fay and his son Charles Fay with Love and Logic, with Dr. Robert Marzano, Marzano Research, Why Try, a number of organizations. And together, we know some answers if we can just get the right people to listen.
Well, thank you. Mr. Scott, it's great to have you with us tonight. And we appreciate your story that we heard today and all that you're doing to help. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.